Success with Bob Mwiti show. I'm going to talk about the typical IT project implementation team. Okay, in this episode of Success with Bob Mwiti show, I'm going to break down the team that is involved in an IT implementation. Okay, now if you are out there and you want to get into the tech industry as an IT consultant, this is something that you may want to know where you fit in. Okay, now in a project, there is usually someone who makes sure that that project is delivered on time. Okay, that person is usually called the project manager. Okay, in any project that you will go, any IT project, there will always be a project manager. Okay, this person will assign different tasks that needs to be delivered. Okay, and will make sure that those tasks are delivered. Okay, they have to make sure that you've met your deliverables as a consultant. Okay, that person is a project manager. Okay, now under the project manager, we usually have the consultants. Okay, the people who are doing the project. Okay, the people doing the setups, the people who are doing the coding and programming and all that stuff. Okay, right? So those consultants usually have technical consultants and we have functional consultants. Okay, now I'll try to explain the difference between the two. Now, the technical consultants, these are usually people who know how to code. Okay, programmers, right? They know those programming languages, right? Like SQL, Java, .NET, Python. Okay, those programming languages, okay, depending with what is being implemented, they will need those people who know how to code. Okay, so those are usually called technical consultants. Okay, on the other hand, the project will also have some functional consultants. Okay, these are usually people who don't really know how to code. Okay, but they are usually part of the project. Very, very, very important people in a project. Okay, for example, someone like me, I used to work as a systems analyst, as a functional consultant. I don't know how to code, okay, but I'm usually part of a project as a functional consultant. Okay, I understand system from the front end without necessarily knowing how to code. Okay, so you'll have technical consultants and also you will have functional consultants. Okay, also people like business analysts, okay, they help with, gathering requirements, understanding business processes, okay, from the end users. So business analysts, they're also functional consultants. Okay, so those people, they don't know how to code. Okay, so you have two sets of consultants, technical and functional consultants. Okay, and there are some people out there who are usually, techno-functional. They understand the technical side and they know the functional side. Okay, but typically you'll have functional consultants and technical consultants. Okay, now also in the project team, there is usually people called end users. Okay, now end users work very, very closely with the technical consultants and the functional consultants. Okay, so these end users are usually people who are employed by the client, by the company that is implementing the project. Okay, people work there on a day-to-day basis. For example, accountants, data entry clerks. Okay, those people, they are usually called the end users. Okay, so as you work in a project, you interact a lot with the end users because they are the ones who understand the problem or the business processes. Okay, when you are gathering those requirements, when you are trying to understand, because when you go to a project to implement, you really have to understand how business processes work for that client. Okay, and the best people to give you that information when you are doing your requirements gathering is the end users, because they use systems on a day-to-day basis. They understand that company's business processes. Okay, so they are part of the project. They are usually part of the project. Okay, so I've said in a project you will have the project manager. Okay, and then there'll be technical and functional consultants. Okay, who will be implementing the project, and then also you will have the end users. okay, who will work with the consultants in terms of helping out with requirements gathering. Okay, now above that, we usually have the leadership team. Okay, these are the people who make those big decisions in the project. Okay, the project manager usually reports to the leadership team within a project. Okay, and the leadership team might have maybe the chief information officer, maybe the program sponsors or the project sponsors, maybe the directors. Okay, those leadership people, okay, they make those big decisions within the project. Okay, and the project manager will report to the leadership team. Okay, now also there's someone called a solution architect, which sometimes is usually part of the leadership team. Okay, not sometimes, but most of the time, the solution architect will be part of the leadership team. Okay, and the solution architect is basically the technology officer within the firm. Okay, this is the person who will understand the need of a project, okay, in terms of infrastructure, the resources, in terms of technical design and all that. Okay, the solution architect, okay, is the one who guides how the project needs to go, okay, in terms of how it needs to be implemented, how the solution will be derived at. Okay, that person is usually a solution architect. Now, so as I said, when you go to a project, to implement a project as an IT consultant, you will be working in a team comprising the project manager, okay, the technical consultants, the functional consultants, okay, the end users, and the implementation leadership team. Okay, and this could be your solution architects, project sponsors, directors, chief information officers, and all those kind of people. Okay, now if you are going there as a consultant, you will be reporting to the project manager or your lead. Okay, a lead is usually a supervisor. Okay, so within your team, let's say for example, you are going there as a functional consultant. Now, all the functional consultants, they usually report maybe to a lead, a functional lead. Okay, and that lead will report to the project manager. Okay, so for you on a day-to-day basis, this functional lead will give you the tasks that you need to work on. Okay, you're watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, presented to you by Appstech America. Appstech America is a consulting company that helps immigrants find amazing higher education and job opportunities in the tech industry in the United States. You can find our programs by going to www.appstechamerica.com. Appstech America, we wake you up to the unlimited potential within you. Now, on to the question of the day. Someone asked me, hey Bob, how many consultants can there be in an IT project? Now, it doesn't really matter. It depends with the project. Okay, you can go to a very, very complex project and you'll find out that they have so many people within a team. Okay, you may go to another project, you're gonna find out that they have maybe one technical consultant, one functional consultant, one project manager, a very small team. But some other companies may have very huge team. If it's a big implementation, because there's some big companies out there, multinational firms that have businesses across different countries, they may have a very huge implementation team. So it depends. Okay, you may go to a project where there is very small number of people doing the implementation, and you may go to another project where there is a lot of people doing the project implementation. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. You've been watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, brought to you by Appstech America. Come back next time to hear more steps and missteps that I took on the path to becoming a successful immigrant in USA. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.